Hi folks, and welcome back to Broadside Game with me, Zug. So this is going to be a quick one. Well, as quick as I can do. I know I talk a lot. Because, honestly, after making these videos for so long, especially with the Ogryn, there really isn't that many ways to actually play the Ogryn. All of them are more or less the same path, with a few different iterations, if you want to be fancy. So, it's mostly weapon variants and slight differences in play depending on what weapons you're taking. So, we're going to be looking at the Bully Club along with the Grenadier Gauntlet. So the Bully Club, as I said in the other video, this used to be the S tier Ogryn weapon before any of the newer stuff came out. It's still pretty decent, but not quite as up there as it used to be, but still very, very usable. And this is more of a take on all challenges kind of build. You can do anything with this build, it's just not the most exciting. This is a very old school build that would be used, say, back in just before the talent reworks and just after. So for the Bully Club, we're using the Brunt Basher Mark 3B. Modifiers are damage, mobility, finesse, and penetration, lol, and defense is the dump, along with perk-wise, we're going with Flak and Carapace, because Flak, prevalent armor type in the game, Carapace, because this is what we're going to be using to crack that armor. Blessing-wise, we're going with Confident Strike to be able to farm back toughness, and we're going with Thunderous because it's going to help us break through that Carapace armor. Now, for the ranged weapon, we're going with the Grenade Gauntlet because, no, it's fun. A dump stat is the melee damage because don't need it for the melee damage, and also they broke this weapon because it used to be fun and used to be the only melee weapon we needed. But obviously we can't do that anymore. So ammo, blast damage, blast radius, and penetration blast, lol. Perk-wise, Maniac and Flak. Blessings, we're going with Pinpoint Targeting for 8% strength every 0.4 seconds, while aiming, stacking 5 times, discharges all stacks upon firing. Basically turns this thing into a big friendly rock. And we're going to take Glory Hunter, just to farm back some more toughness as well. Don't have to take Glory Hunter if you don't want to. I know you could take Explosive Offense. So either way, the setups are kind of like that. We'll stick with the Explosive Offense on this one. Obviously, the modifier is broken on this, so don't look at this one. It's the other one. Now, for the curios, you can either go for double health and 1 toughness, or double toughness and 1 health. At the moment, I'm kind of sticking with double toughness, 1 health. Especially with the fact that we can farm back toughness on our weapons and through our talents. There we go. Remembering words, go Zug go. It's kind of the same all the way through. As I said, there's not much variation when it comes to Ogryn. There are 2 camps of people that either prefer health or toughness. Just decide which one you are and pick it, really. For the health curio, we're going with toughness, stamina regeneration, and damage resistance gunners. And for the toughness ones, we're going with toughness, damage resistance snipers, and damage resistance gunners. Yes, there is a diminishing return when it comes to damage resistance to anything. This doesn't equal 60 across these 3 curios, it equals about 43%. But still, 43% is better than nothing. And we're taking sniper resist because, I don't like snipers, and I'm massive and usually end up getting shot in the arse. But, there you go. You can pick, I don't like these, just go max health, toughness, damage resistance gunners, or, just however you fancy it. Just don't take max stamina, really. It's not great on Ogryn. Oh, hello, kitty cat. Right, that's the gear. Let's take a look at the build. As I said, there's not a huge amount of variation when it comes to Ogryn. It's generally about which blitz ability you want, so it's either taking Frag Bomb and going that way, or taking Bombs Away and picking those 2, or taking Big Friendly Rock and going through Slam. There you go, that's the variation. But as always, I'll go through what we're using. For each enemy hit during the same heavy melee attack, you gain 2.5% damage in your next melee attack. The best defense, replenish 20% toughness after hitting multiple enemies with a single heavy melee attack. Into a toughness boost, and then we're grabbing Smash 'em to replenish 20% toughness after hitting a single enemy with a heavy melee attack. This is going to help if you're messing with Crushers. Heavyweight, the best talent in the tree, which gives us plus 30% damage against Bulwarks, Crushers, Plague Ogryns, and Reapers. and also receiving plus 30% damage reduction against the same. Into Linchpin, toughness replenishment while incoherency is increased by 50%. You really should be staying in coherency. Into toughness boost, and then we're grabbing the Frag Bomb. Frag Bomb, I mean, if you've seen any of the other videos, it is your wave clear. Things are getting stressful, Frag Bomb. It generally just clears out everything. It's a really good blitzability, but you do only get one at a time, so try not to be wasteful. But also, in that same vein, don't hold on to it for the entire match. It's there to be used. And like I've said, I mean, these builds, there's not a huge amount of variation to them. So we're going through Soften Them Up, which gives us plus 15% more damage to enemies that you hit, both ranged and melee here. Into Toughness Damage Reduction, into Indomitable, which gives you a charge forward with great force, knocking back enemies and staggering them. Gain plus 25% attack speed and 25% movement speed for 5 seconds. Charge is stopped with collision with monstrosities. As you saw there, I did change out Trample for Pulverize, as Pulverize is just so much better at the moment because Bleed is incredibly powerful. Stomping Boots, which replenishes 10% toughness per enemy hit with Indomitable. And Pulverize applies 5 stacks of bleed on any enemy hit by Indomitable. Then we're going through Rending into Batter, which gives us plus 4 stacks of bleed on heavy melee hit. Into Heavy Melee Damage Boost. Into Bonebreaker's Aura. Into Melee Damage Boost here, and then into the middle. Toughness Boost, which gives us plus 15%, 15 toughness. I wish it was 15%. Into Get Stuck In. On activating your combat ability, you and your allies in coherency gain plus 20% movement speed and are also immune to stun and suppression. Bruiser, giving you 4% combat ability cooldown reduction when you and your allies in coherency kill an elite enemy. Now, this is one of the ways you can change things up. If you really want to, you can take Attention Seeker and Payback Time. I would suggest sticking with Get Stuck In and Bruiser though. They are good, I just think the utility of these is better. Then we're going down into this tree. We're getting Too Stubborn to Die, plus 100% toughness replenishment while below 33% health. Into Delight in Destruction, plus 8% damage resistance per bleeding enemy in melee range, stacked 6 times. Dominate, which gives us plus 10% rending for 10 seconds on elite kill. If you really want to, you can change out that. You can take No Stopping Me, become uninterruptible while charging heavy melee attacks. Wait, don't eat my Battletech stuff. Sorry, kitten. But it's up to you. I mean, this is going to give you a bit more damage. That's just going to allow you to carry on swinging without having to worry. So that is really up to you there. Into Toughness Damage Reduction, down into Implacable. Plus, God, I can't speak. Plus 15% damage reduction while charging a melee attack. Into Heavy Melee Damage Boost. Into Heavy Hitter, your Keystone. Plus 5% damage for 7.5% seconds on heavy hit, stacking 5 times. Into Just Getting Started, which gives you plus 10% attack speed when you're at 5 stacks. And Unstoppable, which, while at 5 stacks, toughness replenishment from melee kills is increased by 100%. Now, the Ogryn is one of my favourite classes in this game, but the build paths are very, very, very dull. I don't rate Loyal Protector very high. Some people do. It's all dependent on playstyle. But generally, this is what an Ogryn build is going to kind of look like. You can mix things up a little bit, as I said. If you want to, you can do something like this. Go through Bombs Away, pick up both of these, but you are losing out on Frag Bomb to gain something that's not quite as good as either. Will you stop eating stuff, please? But, there's not really much difference in the builds. It is a very fun class to play. It's just not a whole lot of variation compared to, say, the Psyker, the Zealot, the Veteran. They generally end up looking the same. If you're going for a heavy hitter, it's going to look like this. If you're going for Feel No Pain, it's going to generally look like this. I do wish it was more exciting, and I really do hope they're going to consider an Ogryn overhaul at some point. because, I don't know, it would be nice for some variation. But there you go, folks. An old classic Ogryn build. I do hope you like it. And if you do, please do like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. It really does help us out, and I shall see you all for the next one. So until then, take it easy, and I'll see you later.